All right, number 7, power in the pause. I have to attribute this to my great friend and coach, Brian Grosso. He was the one that succinctly brought a few different lessons together on this and said there's power in the pause. And this is really my ode to silence. Some of the best conversations and the ones that have stuck with me on the podcast, as well as just meeting in people, um, are ones where people aren't afraid to sit in the silence for a moment. They don't just fill up the silence with noise because they're afraid of the silence, where they actually think about exactly what they want to say and they try and make it as succinct and short as possible to get the point across. This is the biggest lesson on being a good orator and being a conversationalist that I've had. And in a time where we are just filled with noise, the average person spends less than 10 minutes throughout the day in silence, aside from being asleep. And often most people are falling asleep to noise as well. We are just constantly in a noisy environment. And we don't take a second, we don't pause, we don't stay silent, we don't shut up ever. I found that there's so much power in the pause of just sitting back and just letting the silence fill up a bit. This is what I've tried to practice more of: be slow to speak and be quick to listen. This is more of a recent evolution that I've had, but I'm trying really hard to adopt that in my everyday work, not just in the podcast, but in coaching and just my everyday life, is trying to spend more time in silence. And what I found from this is you get a lot more refined. Things come a lot clearer to you. And I'm still working on this one, but there's real power in the pause. So that's why I wanted to bring that one in. All right, number 8. Over preparation is the greatest hack to being present in the moment. I loved this so much. This was from my conversation with Sven Rieger. Sven, unbelievable dude, incredible coach out of Germany. And this was on the podcast we did after he accomplished lifting the Dinnie stones. And I just actually checked before, as of July 1st of this year, 406 people ever have lifted the Dinnie stones. If you don't know what that is, go look it up. It's an incredible feat. And I had to bring him in to talk about this feat, of what he was doing, how he trained for it, how he worked with it. And he said that he trained so hard and he was so prepared for this that he wanted to go in and knowing that regardless of anything that happened, he owned this, just like we were talking about before. And he said it allowed him to really take in the attempt and really be present in the moment. He wasn't worrying about whether he was going to be able to do it or not. He knew he could do it. And it allowed him to really be present and engaged in the process. And I thought this was such a lesson in so many different realms. I've talked to Brett Jones numerous times about this with certifications, where he's certified hundreds and hundreds of people through kettlebell certs before. And he said his best advice is to give yourself a lot of time to prepare. Come in over prepared, not just because you'll succeed and you'll accomplish it, but you can also just be really present and have fun in the entire weekend. Where the ones that come in underprepared are very anxious, they're always worried about if they're going to do well or not, and then all of a sudden the weekend completely flies by and they don't really enjoy it. Where what I found is being over prepared allows you so much to be in that present moment and just be engaged in exactly what you're doing. And I've taken that a lot into the preparation that I've done with guests that have come on the podcast. I've tried to over prepare as much as I can so I can really just be present and engaged in the conversation, because if it goes off a little bit or if I lose something, I know how to get back to it. And that has been one of the best lessons that I found of being present in the moment, is over prepare as much as you can.